Hey guys, this is Tom, and welcome to yet another day of CCLP5. We are in the final decade of CCLP5. That's right. How's everybody doing today? That's right. We left off on level 140. Yet another perspective. And I went ahead and I actually looked what level another perspective was. It was actually 110. I knew it was somewhere because we played this one. But I imagine this level is going to be more or less the same concept. You know, where you go through two different areas. You essentially go through the same area twice, but, you know, the second time around, it's like a completely different level. You'll see what I mean. So how's everybody doing today? That's right, Adrenaline Dragon has already gotten the free wheel spin, so let's go ahead, let's do that. As a reminder, if you redeem first, you get a free wheel spin. So this is for Adrenaline Dragon. Was it going to be a hydrate? Now, why would you go for the free wheel spins, you may ask? Well, you see this sliver of green? If you land on that, you have the option to receive a gift sub. Or if you decide to pass, then the other option is you get to choose from the wheel out of any of these. Also, don't forget your daily chips, because the more chips you have, the more likely you will be able to choose what I play next after CCLP5. More details on the points chips section below. So, how's everybody doing? That's right. If you got your flesh ready, let's begin playing yet another perspective. And let's die, just for fun, to a bug. That's right. Okay. So, starting off here, looks like we got 2 blocks. And I see only one way I can do this. Looks like that's a cloner. Yeah, so... yeah, same idea, except some things are a little bit different. Let's see. I know I'm going to cook myself doing this. Collect 11 chips before entering the teleport. Oh, that was not what I wanted to do. So yeah, basically the whole idea is you have two different sections. They're both identical. You go through the first section, and then, yeah, the first and second sections are, even though they're identical, they unravel themselves a little bit differently. So, that's the whole idea. So, let's see. Alright. Yep, it's like another perspective. Also, the walls of Monster Swapper. Okay, so... I got an idea. Okay, so I could grab this blue key right here. I could grab this blue key. Let's see what's up here. Alright. I'm not sure if I'm taking stuff I'm not supposed to be taking, but we're just exploring the level here. We're just exploring the level. Let's see. Okay. And then how am I going to get a... How am I going to get a block? Okay, let's see. Is there room to turn this around? Yes, okay. Okay. And then 2 more chips. Need to get 2 more. So I'm not going to be able to get in there unless if I have the flippers. I could also mess with yeah, I could also mess with the toggle walls, but I'm not going to do that. So I think what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to do something like this. And then bring this block around. Okay. It does get me a red key, though. does get me a red key, but I'll need another red key to successfully get those flippers. Okay, there is another red key over there. My only problem, though, is I don't have the fire boots. So this should have been done first. That way, when I have two red keys, I can grab the flippers, which in turn, I can grab that one chip up there. And then the last part would be figuring out how to get a block into that bomb there. Let's see. This is open, right? No, it's not. All right. Well, you know what we're doing. I can also do this. So we're probably going to need a monster somewhere. All right. I'm going here. By the way, guys, I uploaded my first short last night. My first YouTube short. And, you know, I was kind of expecting, you know, maybe 10 views if I get lucky. Well, the first day, it's already gotten more than 200 views. So, I know for sure doing shorts helps. And who knows, maybe that'll translate into growing the channel. So yeah, expect more shorts to come in the future. And if you guys have any ideas for shorts, do let me know. Okay. How are we going to get a block into that bomb? Oh. Okay, I can kind of see what's going on here. I can kind of see what's going on there. This pink ball is eventually going to press the trap button for me. So you have that. And then from there, I guess we should be able to... Yeah, we should be able to... get the block into that bond there. All right. So, let's make sure, yes, we do have room to turn it around. All right. And then we do something like this. Grab 1 for 2. And then we can come back. We don't need those fire boots anymore. So now it's time to grab the flippers. There we go. And then go ahead and do this. Make sure there's room for the pink ball to... And then what we can do is we can do that. And then we know we have a block up there, so we can do this. And then we can, yeah, we can come around. We will lose the flippers, but that's okay. But that allows us to get that last chip in this room. First section. All right. On to the second section. Let's see. If I push that to the left, there's not really anything holding that down. So yeah, I gotta go this way. I don't know if I want to take that. All right. So now we have these fireballs that are cloning right here. So and the only way to get them would be to have, yeah, this block and that block, so it's blocked off. But let's see, what else is there? Or maybe, is that a red herring here? Because it's just for a red key. Okay. Well, I think it's safe to pick up this. So let's do that. Okay. And then here's where we're going to need... Ooh, do I have a way back? It looks like I do. It looks like I do. Let's go in here. Oh! I forgot there was a thin wall in here. Oh no. I got jebaited. I got jebaited. Well, we got jebaited. Of course, I keep pushing that block up. Oh. All right. Well, we know how to do this first part. Wait, before we go... Yep, it's right in here. All right. And then we go down in here. And then we know it can grab these. Okay. Yeah, I got jebaited there. Okay. And then we know this goes in here. And then we can grab this. And then... we can go in here. And then we can do this. All right. Oh, that was close. I almost got bonked by the pink ball. All right. Okay, I have another idea. I have another idea. So right now these are toggling. Okay. So the question though is, which pair was it on? Boop. 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 Okay, so when this one is closed, when that one is closed, we know we can get in there with the flippers. But the other question, though, is do I need the toggle walls for anything else? Should be able to turn this block around, right? Or maybe not. So that's not going to help me. Let's see, what else is there? See, that doesn't really help me unless if I know what I'm doing. Okay. And then again, this one, when I do grab the flippers, this one has to be open, because otherwise I'm not going to have a way in. So, what other options do we have? And we can't really bring any other blocks with me. I wonder if it has to do, because there's a tooth monster cloner, I wonder if it has to do with that thing right there. Maybe that's what that red button is there for. It's for this tooth monster cloner. I could be wrong, though. So, yeah, second time around, not as easy as it looks. And this was the case for another perspective as well. Yeah, we know that's a trap. We know that's a debate. So we're not going in there. It could also be that when we are ready to go... Actually, is that going to work? No, because that's under... Yeah, that's under east thin wall. And there's no way in here except for the fire boots. I could open this. And in fact, I see use for that tank right there. I wonder... but we're still gonna need to... Yeah, we're still gonna need to flip the tanks anyway, because... Well, let's start with this. Let's start with this. And that allows me to get this. There we go. Okay. And if I didn't push a block up there before, I would have had a clear path. So... I also don't know why Ad Manager is being real funky. Yeah, Twitch is sometimes a bit twitchy. Alright, that's... Yeah, I guess that's just gonna have to do for now. Alright. All right. Let's see what else we can try. And we know how to do this first part. There we go. And don't forget this blue key. Okay. Yep, time to go in here. Alright, so I'm still gonna have a way. Still gonna have a way in. But the only problem, though, is I'm not going to be able to grab both those keys like I was able to do before. So we do have an extra set of fire boots, though, so that certainly helps. Alright, let's go ahead and... Oh, I forgot the other red key. Yep, that was not my proudest death ever. So, what else is new, chat? What else is new? That's right, we're getting down. We're getting down in the home stretch. Okay, we got that one. Alright, let's do this. Blammo. Alright. And then we don't need this anymore. So we can just do that. And then, yep. can go in here. All right. And yep, do this. Turn this block around, blow it up. All right. Here we go for section 2. So, let's see. All right. So we know we can't go in there. My only complaint is that I'd be taking 2 fire boots. I'd be taking 2 fire boots. Do I need both pairs? I know I can open this, because that middle tank is going to have to get blown up. I can't really go through there unless if I have fire boots, so maybe there is another way in there. Maybe there is another way in there. I'm gonna need the flippers one way or another. Because that's the only way I can get into that room right there. Yeah, I think... See, is there anything... Yeah, no. The only way I see this is if I can get a tooth monster in there. And then again, would that be an option? Okay. So we know we can't go through there just yet. We would need the blue key if we're gonna... Yeah, we would need the blue key if we're gonna go in there. But do I want to pick it up? Because I don't know if I want to pick that up. Let's see, how else am I going to get? Okay. That is a trap. Well, I do have less than 8 minutes left on the ad clock, so we're going to take a quickie break. So go ahead, get up, stretch, go get yourself something to eat or drink. I'll be back to you guys in just a few minutes. So please stay tuned, don't go anywhere, and I'll see you in a little bit. Ad starting now. Alright, guys, we are back. So, boy, oh boy, do we have quite a level here so far. The first section, not so bad, but the second section is where we've been getting our feet wet. So, let's see what we can explore. As far as everything else. I wonder what this button does. I know this is not the right way, but I just want to see what it does. Clones a block, okay. Alright, we know that. We know it clones a block. And it clones a block downward. Which means I would assume that would be the same thing for the other section. In which case, we would be able to push a block into this bomb right there. So that solves that mystery. Yeah, that solves that mystery. What about up here? Yeah, my problem here still is we would need something to get up there. And those are the only two blocks in this room that we can work with. And there's no monster or anything to... Yeah, we know that clones a block. It could also just be not needed, after all. It could just be not needed. So... I also don't know if it's gonna be like a one-time use. For that cloner, or if we're gonna be able to go through multiple times. But either way, okay. Okay, I could perhaps put a block here, and effectively that would act as a nail. But then again, I would need something... to get in. And remember... Yeah, I can just show you right here. As you can see, there's a thin wall under that thing. East thin wall, so we know that doesn't help. It feels like we're forced to... Yeah, it feels like we're forced to... And then again, we're not really going to be able to take any of those red keys because there will be two gliders in here and we won't be able to pick up any. But we will be able to clone a block, that's for sure. It could also be the extra pair of boots is not needed. I guess it could be, but I'm just overthinking this. So, what other options do we have? Is there a thief when we go through the teleport? Okay, it doesn't look like it. It could also be the first section I'm doing something wrong. So... Alright, you know, go up here. Actually... Yeah, go ahead and blow yourself up. That's a good idea. But... do something like this. There we go. Yeah, blowing yourself up is a good idea, isn't it? I know, Okay. Grab this. And then going through here. And this is the only use for this fire boot in here. Yes, so far, that's the only part I see for right now that I can do. And by that I mean there's only one way to do that. Let's see here. Perhaps I'm missing something. Perhaps I'm missing something. And that is the fire boots right in here. So, alright, we should be able to grab the flippers now. Let's see. Alright. And then we do this. There we go. Except, can I get in there? Can I get in there? I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can. Do I need the fire boots? Yeah, no, there's... Yeah, I could grab those pair of fire boots if I want to, but not necessarily gonna help me. And besides, there's really nothing else I can do with that block. So, let's see, which one was it? It was this one, right? Yeah, and anyway, I'm forced... Or wait a second. Wait a second. I don't necessarily have to lose the flippers. I can just do it like this. There we go. That's what might be getting us there. And now we can go on into the second section. Okay. So, we know we can do this part. Yeah, I think that's what we were missing all along. So that's how you get that chip in there. And then I'm not sure if I need that second pair of flippers. We'll just have to wait and see. Let's see. Am I ready to lose the flippers yet? I don't know if I am. The thing is though, there's only gonna be one real use for that red key. There's only gonna be one use for that red key. And that is, you probably can't see it, but it's right over there somewhere. In which case we could probably make a nail and, you know, the other question though is, how am I going to get back? And that shouldn't be too hard to answer. Okay. Okay. So, do I want that spare key? Do I want that spare key? Because I don't see any future opportunity to grab the flippers. And the only special use for that red key would be down over yonder, right over there. So we could try it. There's really only one use for these blocks. Yeah, there's really only one use for these blocks. And that is if I stop the fireballs from cloning, like that. Okay. So that makes things a little bit easier. Okay, we're burning through time, but that's all right. Looks like we are not going to be able to... Yeah, looks like we're not going to be able to press that, or at least hold it down, which means we're going to have to work with this block cloner down here. And we're going to have to work with one of these blocks over there. Let's see, so that's all filled in. I think it's safe to grab Yeah, I think it's safe to grab the blue key now. Okay, so what are we doing next? So when I press that tank button, and get this block out of the way, this tank is going to blow up. There's really... I can really only pass this one time, but I can also use a block and push it up and over so I can go through there again if I need to. Question though is, which one do we do first? Do we go in there right now? Let's see. From what I saw before, let's see. I think it's safe to go in there. I think it is safe, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I guess there's only one way to find out. Only one way to find out if we're right or not. And I would imagine this is probably going to come for later, so we can deal with the block cloners and whatnot. So all right. Well, I'm going to push that to the side. Let's see, is there anything else we're missing? None over here. None up there. Nope. So yeah, I guess we'll find out if this is the correct move. Or if I'm supposed to push that tank button one more time. Alright. We go in here. And then from there, we can grab this. And this is probably where I should have not picked up the blue key, because if I didn't have the blue key, I'd be able to do this. And let's see. I can still push it up. But then again, that doesn't really help me, or does it? Okay. Alright, we may not be cooked just yet. We may not be cooked just yet. Alright, we have a nail. We are going to have to flip the tanks, unfortunately. And we are running out of time. And there's really only one use. There we go. No. Except I can go down in here. But then again, I don't have anything. Yeah, I guess I should have pressed it the first time around. Because, let's see. And we're also going to have to deal with this ending here. Let's see. I wonder, is this open? No. Alright. Alright, we're going to try not taking the blue key the second time around. We're going to try not taking the blue key. So we know how to do this first part. So we are making progress. All right. Let's go up. Yep. Like this. And then it's right in here. Why'd I think I could go right? Okay, I can kind of see how the ending is going to unfold. I can kind of see how the ending is going to unfold. Alright, let's go up in here. Let's grab this red key. Alright. Alright. Now we go up in here. And we do this. And we don't press that button. And now we can go ahead, bring this around. Grab this. And we don't need those fire boots anymore. We can now go ahead and get the flippers, just like so. And then we can do something like that. Grab this. All right. And then next up we do that. And don't forget, you can save yourself a pair of flippers. Yeah, that's what got us before, is not saving that pair of flippers. And look, oh man, that room's getting clogged. But that's okay, because now we're on the second room. Okay. And one of the first things we do is we go in here. We do this so we can get that chip. We're not going to take the blue key. And we're just going to do this. Hoi. All right, there we go. All right. This can be opened. Okay, so here's the issue. Or wait, I can go through. I can go through. I can go through. Okay. Alright, so I'm not going to take the blue key, and we're just going to see what happens. We're not going to take the blue key, we're just going to see what happens. Alright. Let's see. So, yeah, I guess there's only one path forward. And you know what that one path is. Alright, so here we go, this time without taking the blue key. And we don't want to take any of those chips because, well, I guess we can take this one. But in links, that would be death. So we're not going to do that. Okay. And make sure you clone a block. most importantly. All right. Okay, we got out. We cloned a block. I wonder if I can do that again. I wonder if we can do that again. Because we do need a block for this bomb right there. Let's see, what else? There isn't really that much I can do in there. Okay. What else? Alright, so let's keep an eye on how many blocks we have and how many blocks we need. Okay, so we have 2 blocks. The first block... Okay. Wonder if I even need to... Okay, I do, but then this block is going to be used over here, so I can nail across to the exit. That's ultimately what these 2 blocks... Yeah, this block has to stay right there, and this block... when we come back up and around, we can nail across, and then we can proceed on to the exit. But let's see, we do need a block. Let's see. So yeah, cloning the block we can use to get to the exit. And then we're going to need a block to blow up that bomb. This can be blown up with the tank. And then the last block can be used to nail across. Okay. I see what you did there now. Okay. Let's do this bad boy. So we're going to grab the blue key. And this does require us to lose our boots. But there is another pair of fire boots out there. And then we're also going to get this block out of the way. Oh, wait. I I still need another block. How am I going to get another block? How am I going to get another block? I mean, we do have this, but I don't trust it to be open. Alright, well, we already committed to... Yeah, we already committed to 1, so... And we are going to have to lose the fire boots. And yeah, it was not open. It was not open. All right, we have time for one more attempt before we take our second pit stop of the night. So, somewhere, I'm wasting a block. I'm wasting a block somewhere. And who knows where that could be. Because, yeah, I only have... Yeah, I would need 2 to get across that nail there. Yeah, I'm confused. I might need a hint on this, but we'll see. Okay. Let's see here. So... Okay, so there's the bomb. All right. I wonder, is it open the first time? Is it open the first time through? Because if so, I got another idea. Oh. Okay, I don't know what that did. Alright. Yeah, I don't know what button I pressed, but okay, somehow. Alright. Alright. We're gonna try this, and then we'll see if my theory is correct. Because I was able to push the block through once. I was able to push the block through once. So yeah, we'll see if that's the case. Gotta try out all sorts of gimmicks here. Okay. Go up here. And remember, this gets blown up. Yeah, blowing yourself. That has to be a quote. Oh man, if you can only imagine if somebody quoted that. Okay. Alright, now we can go and remember it's like this. There we go. Alright. Do this. And don't forget, we can save a pair of flippers doing it this method. Doing it that way. Alright. Oh, I meant to... Oh well, let's see if I can go through it. I cannot. Okay. Well, I think we've been on this level long enough. Let's actually look in the level editor and see if I'm missing something. Okay. All right, let's see. We're going to do this, and then we're going to take a social media pit stop. All right. So yeah, this is connected to this, as I would imagine. All right. And what happens here what happens is this pink ball gets stuck right in here because of the block. And unfortunately, there's nothing else you can really do about it. All right. So where else am I missing something? Or maybe, no, no, it wouldn't be that. Because there's nothing you can really do with these blocks. There's nothing you can really do. I'm starting to wonder. And yeah, there's nothing connecting to this. Okay. All right, looking at this, I think I have an idea. I think I have an idea of what I might do. That is, I push this block up, so that way I free this space up. That way I can clone a block, push it around, and blow up this bomb right here. And then, of course, I can always set it back up again. Because it did appear I could, go back and clone as many blocks as I want to. So anyway, we do have less than 7 minutes left on the ad clock, so we're going to take a social media pit stop here. So go ahead, get up, stretch, go get yourself something to eat or drink. I'll be back with you guys in just a few minutes, so please stay tuned. Don't go anywhere, and I will see you in a little bit. All right, guys, we are back. So, quick reminder before we continue here. If anybody has not redeemed Become a Legend, there are 2 more spots before the price increases to 10,000 Rotten Flesh. It is currently at 5,000, after which point you will be able to redeem that as many times as you want, and the more times you redeem it, the higher you'll be ranked on the leaderboard right here. But that will only be available after the 10th person has become a legend. So there's 2 more spots. Also, I have, I think, 2 or 3 more Founders Badges left. So if you want one of those Founders Badges, when you are subbed, you're going to want to make sure you get them now. And now that we're past February, which is the worst month for subs, because it's the shortest month of them all. Now that we're past February and into March, you can get the most use out of your sub effectively and theoretically, given that March has 31 days and February only has 28, 29 if it's a leap year, but anywho, if you somehow manage to not get your Founder's Badge, if you somehow manage to not be one of the first 10 people to get it, you're just going to have to hope that we get Partner, in which case we would get up to 25 Founders Badges. So that's all you really need to know about that. But you got your flesh ready. Let's get back into it. I think we know how to do this level now. I think I saw what I was missing. So we can do this level now. All right. And don't forget to grab this. And then we know this gets blown up right here. We're going to see if we can speed run through this. Let's see. Yep, we don't need the fire boots anymore. We can now grab the flippers. And remember, it's like this. There we go. And then I must have forgot something. Oh. Oh, yeah. Right. It's like, wait a second. It's like, oh yeah, right. Okay. Now, we can go ahead, we can do this. Alright, there we go. Alright, time to go through. And we know this block is completely useless. We know we can do something like this. I think I might have played this in voting. I just don't quite remember it because it's been so long. Oh, man. Alright. Alright, we got the key. Let's see, am I missing anything else? Okay, I got that. Alright. Okay, I got everything down there. We are not going to take the blue key just yet. Open this. We can take this, it doesn't really matter. Okay. Now, we can head in here. Alright. And then what we do is we go ahead and we blow these guys up, and then remember we push this one up. So now we can head back. There we go. Yeah, I might have played this in voting. I'm not sure. Alright, we can do this. And that allows us to get that chip. There we go. And then, don't forget, we come down in here. We're going to need 2 blocks. Stick one of them right in there. And the last one, I'm just going to leave it right there. That way I know. That way I know I won't block myself out. Okay. So now that we got that taken care of, we can go ahead, we can grab this key. Let's see. Yeah, we are going to need to do this. So we clear the way. And then we do something like this. There we go. And that tank has blown up, so now we can get that chip. And now we can grab this. And effectively, we can just run back. We don't necessarily have to run through the red button. And that doesn't, and we don't need the fire boots anymore, but that doesn't matter because we are now through. All right. This level was made by VT, so good job, VT. But what I meant to say was good level. Not necessarily one of my best levels, one of my favorite levels, but it does kind of resemble another perspective, and both levels work. Yeah, both levels appeared to be just as good. So, and one of the other things is, I kind of wanted, 2 levels using the same wall pattern in the same set. Well, we got that right here. So, there we go. Now entering World 15, Mental Marvel Maelstrom. Or should I say, Mental Marvel Maelstorm. All right. And that brings us to World Revolution, the final world. The final world. Level 141, which also just so happens to be a meme number if you want to look at it that way. This one I have played before, and this one we are going to play tonight. And I remember really liking this when I played it in voting. I remember this is one of the levels I really liked. So here we go. You got your flesh ready. Let's get going. So, it's been a while since I last played this. But I remember liking the way it unfolds. So, let's see if we can remember how to do it. I don't think I quite finished it. I think I messed up right at the end. But voting is voting, so. All right. We do have a hint here. Each of these trap buttons is connected to its closest trap. Okay. So what that means is this would be connected to that one over there. Okay. Yeah, I see how that goes. Okay. Probably messed up somewhere, but yeah, it's like, what do you need to restart for? Game over. I died. Do you want to restart? Okay. Well, there's only one way I can do this. And I could grab these. But it looks like we're going to have to... Oh, that's one way to get trapped. I wonder if the reason why I like this is that it involves carrying a block around the whole level. Which I made a level called Soko Block. But let's see here. Alright. Go. Okay, which one are we doing? Let's see, can I get out? Can I get out? We're early in the level, so let's see. Nope. I'm short. Of course, let's... Yeah, let's do that so we don't accidentally skip when we get the skip level prompt. Okay. There we go. And be careful not to get trapped in there. Okay, I got a new idea. Oop. Let's see. That's forced. So I'm forced to carry the block with me. I see how that goes. Oh. All right. Okay. All right, which one are we going for next? I think I want to get the fire boots. Well, first and foremost, I want this block to be, like, right there. Okay, I kind of see how I'm going to do this. I need to use this pop-up wall. Alright, there we go. So now I can grab these two red keys and get the block out like this. Let's see. And then we're forced to carry it around. Alright, now we have a choice. Okay. So we're not going to be able to get the block on this trap until the very end, when we have all the chips. But there's two ways we could go about this. We could start in here, or we can go in there, in which case, see, probably over there. Yeah, probably over there if I'm not mistaken. And then how would I get over there? That's the question. Okay, I do see a blue key up there. But let's go in here. And yes, there is more. Okay, so I don't want to go through there just yet because I will trap myself and I need the block. Let's see. Okay, there's that. So I do lose my boots in here. Let's see. See, does it matter? No. It does not matter. We can just do something like this. Okay. All right, perfect. All right, now let's go up in here. So it looks like we're doing something with this paramecia right in here. Okay. I don't want to release it just yet. But I believe since it's going to be following the right, and since I really don't have any other use for having these blocks in here, let's see. Yeah, now I can grab this. I can make a path there. There we go. Now I can grab these chips. And I can do that. And technically you can go the other way, but yeah, Yeah, technically you loop in through there, but there's no advantage gained. Alright. And then, of course, what you can do with this block, you can just push that there. Okay, so now we have a yellow key. Now we have a yellow key. And we don't want to go in there just yet. Let's see. So, closest trap. So, I'd have to imagine, like, right here, if I'm not mistaken. But then again, I wouldn't... Oh, but yeah, that's right. That's right. Because now I can go in here. Or can I? No. No, because if you remember Pythagorean theorem, this one is up 5 over 1, this is up 5 over 2. So effectively, this one should be open. And what is this? Okay, alright. I thought I was gonna have to, like, guide a glider in here somewhere, but... Okay. It's a tooth monster. Okay. Alright. Alright. We can grab one of the keys. But I don't want to grab any of the keys just yet. Or do I? It would give me suction boots, and it would only be useful for this area. Okay. I got a plan. Alright, sorry about that. Alright. Yep, I got an idea. There, it worked. That's exactly what I was anticipating. Alright, grab this. Which means we can open this. And... Alright, come on, baby. Alright, there we go. Oh no. Okay. Alright, it might not be over just yet. Okay. There. That's exactly how you pull that off. There we go. And now can go in there. Huh. I guess just make a run for it. No. Oh, I see what I can do. Except... what I'm gonna have to do is something like this. There we go. That's clever. I like that. I guess that's one of the other reasons why I really like this level. Okay, we can grab that yellow key, but what good does that do for us? What good does that do for us? Because now... yeah, we're gonna have to... We're gonna have to come back in through here. Problem, though, is you clone 2 tanks. I got an idea. Clone 1 tank. We're probably gonna run out of time here, but that's okay. Hoi. Alright, there we go. Now we can run around. So we can grab this yellow key. I don't know, we might have to... we're gonna be edging this, I think. We're definitely gonna be edging this. Alright. Right in here. Oh. Okay. Okay, we get a blue key. Okay. So now... ooh. Yep, there's more. There certainly is more, and we're not going to be able to... no, I don't think we're going to be able to do it on this attempt. I think we're going to run out of time. No! Okay. The other question, though, is... oh, I already used a blue key. So... let's see. just going to do this. And that bug should have blown up this spawn, not that one. Man. Man. At least we can kind of see what's going on in here. Yeah, I like how this gets reused. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna run out of time. I think I'm gonna be able to solve the puzzle. But at least we get to kind of see what's going on up here. Okay, it is another blue key. It is another blue key. All right. Well, at least we know what we're dealing with here. Oh, all right. Anyway. We're going to take what will most likely be our last commercial break of the night. And this will just be a quickie break. So it won't be long. So go ahead, get up, stretch, go get yourself something to eat or drink. I'll be back with you guys in just a few minutes, so please stay tuned, and I will see you in a little bit. Don't go anywhere. All right, everybody. Welcome back. How's it going? So, let's do this. Let's do this. Are you ready? World Revolution. Yeah, I really like the way this unfolds. I really like the way it unravels. And it doesn't appear to be too difficult, but at least once you know what's going on, you know. All right. All right. All right. There we go. And then we know for a fact we can do this. All right, there we go. So the first part isn't too bad. Okay, we don't want to go in there just yet. And then effectively there's no use for that block, so we just do that. Okay. Oops, I didn't want to pick that up. All right. So anyway, good news, guys. I actually had a job interview today. And it went all right. So, could be perhaps looking. So yeah, this does happen to work out. I'll be in a much better place. And that's what I kept on saying. It feels like I got the right cards. Feels like I got good cards. But when you're playing poker, you just got to play your cards right. So yeah, this year is going strong so far, and who knows what might happen. I think it's safe to say I won't be going to PAX East or Vernal Equinox, which is kind of unfortunate. But I am hoping I'm able to go to TwitchCon. And living in New York, I wouldn't fly, I would drive. Yeah, I would drive all the way. And who knows what other opportunities might arise. Okay. Okay. Like this. And then we can do something like this. And then effectively we can do that. And what you can also do Yeah, imagine, well, you can kind of get the idea, but yeah, I can fill this in. Yeah, there's a bunch of spots I can fill in. Flame Burst, welcome on into the stream. How are you doing, my friend? That's a CCLP3 level. Okay. What's this game? It is Chips Challenge. It is a tile-based puzzle game, and it's a lot of fun. You can... Actually, do I have a command for that? I don't know if I do. But if you want to know... If you want to learn more about it, this is a good ref site to help you if you want to. But basically, it's everything you need to know. And I'm playing in an emulator called Tile World, which is used to play these custom levels. That's right. We're playing CCLP5, which is the latest one of them all. And that's... Yeah, it is an old game. It's been around effectively... Oh, I almost went in there. Effectively, this game has been around since 1989. It was on the Atari Lynx, and then it got ported to Microsoft, which most of us remember, and then now, in order for it to support newer PCs, we have an emulator called Tile World. You can also get it on Steam. It's free on Steam. You can also get CC2. I think it's like $5.99. I think CC2 is like $5.99, which has added elements and stuff. Alright. Yeah, this part... Yeah, this part I like, because you have to go into this area to... Yeah, and then of course we can also fill that in. But I took that key and now I'm stuck because I got sidetracked by chat. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. Wish there were more people playing it. Because I've always treasured this game. And this is also how I got affiliate, too, so... Even though the majority of people who watch the Chips Challenge streams are only there for the Chips Challenge streams, but, you know, that's fine. I think Jump King is kind of like that to some degree. But, yeah. Anyway. Speaking of Jump King, we'll be back tomorrow. And I've decided that I'm going to move, at least for this week, the Jump King stream to Thursday. And yeah, so yeah, as of right now, tentatively it's planned for Thursday, but we'll see what happens. Each day is kind of a hit and miss for me. So the only place you would know for sure is on my Blue Sky, exclamation mark Blue Sky in the chat. All right. All right, now we can grab this, and we can fill that in just for fun. And we can head back. And remember, we can open this. And remember, it's this one, not the other one. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. All right, come on, baby. All right, like that. There we go. Okay, and that's all we really need the suction boots for in that area. Now we can just do something like this. I can also go ahead and fill these water spaces in. And that's probably something Jeremy would do as well. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I was trying to think of how I wanted to do this. But it's like this. Hope I didn't leave a chip up here. I probably didn't, but... Okay, there we go. Now... Now we can grab this key. Yeah, let's just carry on. All right. Next area. Yeah, I remember having 6 chips. Oh. Well, that's one way to cook yourself. All right. Okay. Yeah, sometimes this game teaches you and yeah, sometimes it teaches you in a very clumsy way, if you want to call it that. Call it what you want. All right. Let's go in here. This will also be the last level we do for tonight. If anybody's wondering. And then we don't really have a use for that block, so we can just blow it up. Okay. Yeah. Grab the flippers. There we go. All right. Now it's time to head back. Yeah, it's like, yeah, I'd be the one to say, am I missing something? When in fact, I'm not missing anything at all. Okay. All right. Time to go up here. Let's see. Do this. And then do that. Alley up. Okay, I don't know if... I don't know, that might be bad. Yep. Man. Also, if you guys are enjoying the stream, make sure you hit that follow button if you haven't done so already. Check out my socials, join the club. The other thing that I meant to do was add a question of the day command. But I will add it one of these days. And by that I mean probably in the next couple days here. Okay. Alright, grab these. Alright. And then, of course, I can fill another spot in. Okay. Alright. Okay. Alright, let's go in here. And hopefully we don't meet our demise to that tooth monster. Because that would not be a good day, wouldn't it? Yeah, I know sometimes you have slide delay over there. Alright, here we go. Guide it in here. Alright, awesome. Now we can go guide it into that bomb. And then we don't want to take the yellow key just yet. What we want to do is we want to clone one of these guys. And then... Okay, now we can grab the key. Just like so. All right. Okay. All right. So I got everything out of there. The only place to go, really, is this way. And it would help if I had fire boots. But I guess we'll get those later. Let's see. Yeah, that block's just gonna have to stay there for now. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's right. There was a chip over here. Okay. So we know for a fact that bomb over there is not the one we want to blow up. Okay. Yeah, we know that one is not the one we want to blow up. So we're going to avoid that. All right. There we go. All right. Awesome. And then what we will do is we will clear this area out. Okay. And then I'm not sure what's under there, but I don't want to move it just yet. Okay. All right, let's do this puzzle once again. And then it would be like this. No, that wouldn't necessarily do anything. Okay. Here we go. There. Now we can get that blue key. And all of these blocks, since we don't need to go into that room anymore, since we got everything out of there, we can just blow these up. There we go. And then it looks like we're going to have to come back around and blow it up from the side. But what that does is it allows us a way back to the beginning. So let's see, what else? Yeah, I don't want to push that block just yet. Just in case if there's something... Yeah, just in case if there's something... Okay. Alright, where are we going now? And let's not... Oh, I see. I see. Because this tank is going to blow up, what that means is... Actually, can we do this? Can we grab those 2 chips? Can we grab those 2 chips? I think I'm gonna save them for later. I think I'm gonna save them for later. But yeah, time to go and do this. So now we can go back and get the green key. And what that will allow us to do... Might as well uncover all that dirt. What that will allow us to do is it'll allow us to go in here, and then now we know we only have 2 chips left. So effectively, we can do this. And that does block a path, but yeah, we won't really need that. Okay. So now we have all the chips. Yeah, what's this block useful for? Okay, so... I can kind of see where I'm getting at. So where am I going to come out through the teleport? Where am I going to come out through the teleport? Who knows where? But I can put this block on this button. So that takes care of that. But then what would the last block be useful for? Hang on a second. Wait, did you guys hear that? I thought I heard the ticking noise stop for a second. Okay. Okay, I can see what's going on up there. I can see what's going on up there. So I don't want to push it on that trap just yet. What I want to do is I want want to do something like this. And be careful with the amount of time we have. And then we got to go back in here. Yep. Okay. And this is just a simple monster guiding room. So that would mean, yep, going like this. And then let's see. Yeah, let's not. Oops. That's all right. Okay. All right, I got an idea. Might have to pause buffer this. Okay. There we go. All right. Awesome. And now we can get this final blue key. And that block is basically useless. So, yeah, there's nothing we can really do with that block. And now, what we can do, wonder how I'm gonna, oh yeah, right. So now we can put this block on the button, flip the tanks, and we are through. All right. This level still doesn't disappoint. So Jeffrey Barden, if you happen to be watching this, this may be one of my favorite levels from you, because I remember really liking it in voting. And I can't remember exactly what I gave it, but I know for sure I gave it at least a 4, probably a 5, if I had to guess. But that is that. Oh. Well, it's a good thing we're going to stop here for the night, because we got Crown Jewels coming up. And God only knows how long this level is going to take. But yeah, this one is going to be a monster. It's going to be one hell of a level. Especially with 5 blocks. I even tried it in voting with 5 blocks and still could not figure it out. But anyway. Yeah, I wonder what that excess block was there for. Probably was for the bug, if I had to guess. Yeah, I would have to imagine it was for the bug. In case if you accidentally uncovered something that should have been covered. Um, anyway, let's go ahead. Let's find us a raid target. I think I know who I want to raid. So yeah, we'll pick it up next time with Crown Jewels. And anyway, it's almost midnight here, and the clocks go forward this weekend for the US, so yeah, time to stop for the night. So, what I'm gonna do, we're gonna find ourselves a raid target. You have a chance to win 300 chips simply by typing in !join in the chat right here. Let's go find a raid target, shall we? I think I know who I want to raid. Let's see here. So yeah, that is going to do it for tonight. I'll be back. Anticipate doing Jump King tomorrow with more Babe of Ascension. Don't know if I've rated Sparks before. No. But there's somebody else I saw that I want to raid. Last chance, ! join. Yep. Chat, we are going to raid Moxty, who's doing a 22-hour stream. No one entered the raffle, Sag. Yep, we're raiding Moxty. All right. We're going to raid Moxty, who is doing a 22-hour stream. And I believe it's also her birthday, so wish her a happy birthday. But that is going to do it for tonight, folks. So once again, thank you guys for watching. Thank you to everybody who tuned in. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to follow me on Twitch if you haven't done so already. Check out my socials. Join the club. Here's the raid message. Grab the bottom message if you are a sub. Otherwise, grab the top message. We're going to send this bad boy on over. Catch up on all the latest VODs on YouTube. I will also be posting shorts in the form of stream highlights from now on over there as well. So go subscribe to my YouTube channel. Other than that, I hope you guys, yeah. And if you want to, there's all my other socials and in the link tree. Other than that, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, night, time zone, wherever the world you are watching from. Take it easy. We'll see you next time. Bye!